It only gets realer from here. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there, gang. You already know we in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. Also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. And we're going to jump right in. What's going on, James Hudson? You the first one in. How you doing? Appreciate you coming out. So we're going to be talking about why do Pisces man don't get along with Libra women and Scorpio women. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Then we're gonna talk about the 6th house and we're gonna talk about the 12th house. Now, one thing about it is a Libra woman will confuse a Pisces, see? And a Scorpio woman will consume a Pisces man. So that's if you could just stick to, okay, let's put it like this. You could just think about that in itself, and if you don't understand anything else that I say, or in this live, that's the simplest way to understand it well. Now, what does this mean? So one plays with your mind, and then the other plays with your soul. See, so the consumption is major with Scorpio women, and like I say, someone that can trick you, play with your mind, Libra. Now let's talk about the problems that arise between a Pisces man and a Libra woman. Y'all have to excuse the rain, but yeah. So there's a lot of different personality differences, okay? Because everybody knows Libra is logical. Pisces is emotional. So Libra wants balance, where Pisces just wants the depth, wants to, dive deep. Libra is more social and Pisces is more private. So these are going to be the personal differences between the two. Pisces can be sensitive, where Libra can be emotionally detached. Libra can also avoid conflict often, where Pisces likes to hold their emotions in. Also, some Pisces may want, emotional talks, or might want to actually get into a more conversation that's more in depth and interesting. Libra likes to put it like this: Libra wants peace. So a Libra woman can flirt naturally, where a Pisces could get jealous. Now, another thing is that Pisces might want reassurance in the situation, where Leo assumes that everything is fine. Libra cares about appearances, where Pisces cares about feelings. And Pisces is intuitive, where Libra is analytical. So those are some of the personality differences between the two signs. Now, when it comes to communication problems, it's like this, okay? Libra is not direct. See, like most people that are analytical, they're not really direct when they, communicate things, especially when it comes to problems. Now, Libra instead likes to talk around problems. Welcome, Jason. How you doing? And see, when it comes to Libras are more social, Pisces are more private, as I mentioned. Now, okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to communication problems, another thing is that a Pisces is more, I'll put it like this. Pisces is more in the feeling of things. Okay, so they like to feel things directly. And when you're dealing with a Libras want fairness. Now, Pisces likes to have understanding situation. Libra is more about debating situations. And another thing is Pisces doesn't really like to do debates, because during those debates, that's how, people end up finding out more than what you were, willing to offer. And Pisces just feels attacked during the debates itself, and Libra likes debate. So That's going to be a known thing because a Pisces like to keep their opinions to themselves. A Pisces can become emotional during arguments, where Libra, they like to have space to think about things, so they may take longer to do so. And also, Pisces likes to get to know someone quickly, whereas Libra is more about waiting, taking their time, being indecisive about that. Now, the emotional needs from the two of them: Pisces needs the emotional security to keep things alive. Libra needs the harmony and the peace. Pisces wants the deep connection, where Libra just wants a balanced relationship. Now, Pisces may feel Libra is shallow emotionally, because you gotta understand with some Libras, they're not emotional like a water sign. Okay. Now, another thing is Pisces remembers feelings from different situations, and Libras, they remember actions. Pisces may want emotional loyalty, if nothing else, and Libra wants fairness and equality. Okay, so here's the thing: both Libra women and Pisces men, they live different lives. Okay, different lifestyles. They're nothing like the same. Uh, Libras, like I say, they like to go out. They like to go out, have a drink, go out to the club, go out to, any type of outing event, where Pisces likes to stay inside. So Libra can like social circles of any kind with, different groups of people. Pisces likes the small trusted circles rather than, than the superficial ones. Libra likes to talk to many people. Pisces likes to talk to a few people deeply, but just having those deep conversations. And Pisces may feel like Libra is just too friendly, see, because she could be the type of female that greets everyone that's in the car. Let's say you guys are going on out of town, and she just met these people. She could be just super, like, just talkative and just open, just being an open book, being a vibe, right? Okay, so uh another thing is that Pisces can feel like Pisces can feel like Libra, like I say, too friendly. Now, like I say, only you will know what too friendly is. But but here's the thing: when you are in a relationship with the Libra, just know it's not gonna go how you think it's gonna go. With that being said, so she's capable of flirting with others. She's capable of doing, God knows what. It could be something that could go a little too far, that could lead to one thing to another, and vice versa. Now, um, another thing is that Libras might feel like Pisces is too possessive or, and controlling. A Libra can make decisions slowly, especially when they witness or observe a Pisces uh, doing things too quickly. Now, a Pisces can decide based on their feelings in most situations. Okay, so here's another thing. Okay, now here I'm gonna talk about some long-term issues. Okay, so this is the problem. One of the number one problems between Pisces men and Libra women is the fact that Pisces, you will feel misunderstood often by your Libra, because you gotta understand, she's not using any type of emotions to filter things out. She's just just saying things as it comes. Basically it could be mental stimulation going on, where she just likes what she hears mid-topic, mid-sentence, but she's not really paying attention in an emotional way to who she's talking with, if that makes sense. So Pisces can feel misunderstood when they talk about things, and this is one of the long-term issues that goes on. Now, Libra may feel emotionally overwhelmed after conversing with a Pisces, because of the emotions that a Pisces expresses. Now, they also express their feelings from time to time, depending on if they trust you or not. Libra can become social when they get stressed. So this means that even if she's having, you know, a bad day, she's going to be talking more, you know, more open. So this is why I said earlier about the too friendly situation. Pisces can want emotional reassurance. A Pisces can hold feelings until they explode. So that's something that, you know, if a Pisces feel like they can't express themselves or they don't really know how to, you know, manage it, they can literally explode. A Pisces can feel unloved in a situation with Libra because Libra is detached from their emotions. Libra can feel pressure emotionally on the flip side, so that can make them just like not even want to go along with the situation. So when we look at Libra, we're basically talking about somebody who is driven by their mind. See, and with Pisces, this is someone that's driven by their heart. And see, if you look at the whole equation when it comes to mind versus heart, they often clash. See, so this is an instant clash, aka open enemy, when you're dealing with what? Libra. See, now a Pisces man and a Scorpio woman. Okay, so here, even though this is a match, even though this could be you know, compatible partner, but you must know the problems. Okay, so it's a very, very intense relationship. And like I say, those of you that may know, you know, if you know, you know. But if you don't, I'm just here to tell you the relationship is very intense. Even if it's just a friendship, it could be toxic as hell and unhealthy. See? So why is that? Because of the emotional intensity that's involved. Okay, both are very emotional. Scorpio likes to hide their emotions, where Pisces likes to feel their emotions, if that makes sense. It's like a Pisces wants to feel where you coming from and then wants you to understand them. Problem is that Scorpio holds all their sensitive, gushy-mushy emotions close, you know, close to the soul. So they hide them. Now, Pisces expresses emotions, and they're not afraid to show them, if that makes sense. But Scorpio is, okay? Now, another thing is that Pisces may give trust easily. So this could be a problem with Scorpio because Scorpio will look at a Pisces as being weak to have opened themselves up so soon, or hey, even if it was a week or two later. Scorpio also wants the truth from Pisces. So if a Pisces is reluctant to tell them the whole, you know, the truth, or hey, exactly what happened in the situation, even if you leave one or two little, you know, minor things out that you feel are minor or unimportant, if a Scorpio finds out that you lied, they're going to be on your ass about it. Okay. Now, Pisces, for the most part, likes to avoid conflict sometimes. That doesn't mean that they hate conflict, and it doesn't mean that they're afraid of it. Okay. Now, a Scorpio oftentimes likes to start shit, gaslight. See, a Scorpio also likes to push for emotional reactions. So this is why they can do something, and then you could think that they're going along with something in regards to you, only to later, you know, find out that they were trying to gaslight you the whole time. They were trying to piss you off to get that emotional reaction. Now, when it comes to trust and jealousy, okay, Scorpio can be jealous. Pisces is friendly with many different types of people. Scorpio likes to test loyalty with others constantly. Pisces doesn't like to be tested. So Scorpio tends to remember everything that happened from A to Z. Pisces forgives, but then they withdraw. So that's something like how a Pisces, as I mentioned, I was just talking about that yesterday. What's going on, everybody that just came in? Welcome, Locked Up 2. Everybody just came in. Welcome, how y'all doing today? So another thing is that Scorpio holds grudges, and like I say, because they want control. Pisces wants peace, and what tends to happen is that a Pisces may disappear emotionally if it's not reciprocated. So even if a Pisces forgives you, they still withdraw. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, power struggles with Scorpio are the fact that they want emotional control with Pisces. They also don't like the fact that Pisces withdraws instead of fighting, because this is a thing. Remember I said it's a weakness to hold a grudge. It's like the person that heals the quickest is actually the strongest. So if, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a mind thing. It's a mind thing, and in order to do this correctly, you have to master your emotions. So, as you know, you are your worst enemy, and like I say, you're your worst enemy. So, why is that? Because your ego. So let's say, like, if your ego is like, nah, nah, fuck that. I'm not being cool with this person because they said this to me, or they did this to me, or they, whatever the bout was, right? And you hold that against them, that's your ego. Because now when you start to step aside and separate the ego versus what you should do, and you're like, okay, what's keeping you from saying, you know what, I'm sorry, or hey, even if you don't want, even if, put it like, I wouldn't apologize if you didn't do anything, because that wouldn't make sense. But let's just say you said something back. Okay, I apologize, and hey, we don't have to talk, we don't ever have to be cool, but I'm not finna like walk around holding this holding this against you, because that's going to do more it's going to basically do me more harm than you. So it's better to just forgive and then let it go. Like, even if it was intense, even if it was a petty argument, even if it was a huge argument, a Pisces is quick to just say, you know what, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care what happened, and I'm not mad at you. I just, hey, I just don't want to talk anymore. But I'm moving past this, if that makes sense. But here's the thing, not Scorpio. Scorpio is not gonna handle any type of bout, altercation, like Pisces. Nope, complete opposite. And see, the thing about it is, if you was to tell a Scorpio, like, hey, me and Phil are cool again, we squashed the little beef that we had, a Scorpio is gonna get mad at you. They're gonna come down, they're gonna end up coming. They're gonna come down your throat, no diddy, and they're gonna say, yo, you just let that person, get away with whatever it was. Now they're gonna, they're gonna think you would be, you're soft, or hey, now you're gonna end up looking weak now because you basically squashed it with such and such. And they'll even try to like gaslight you by saying like, oh, I wouldn't have squashed it, we would have just had to fight. And it's like, no, because if you're not fighting to get a paycheck, then you're fighting for what? You're fighting because you're mad. You see what I'm saying? You're fighting for no reason, no legitimate reason. Now, here's the thing. Scorpio pushes harder when Pisces withdraws. So the minute you don't want to fight them, let's say you get into it with a Scorpio, right? And then you realize it's going nowhere. Where oftentimes a Pisces is like, what are we even fighting for? This doesn't even make sense. I'm not getting paid. You're not getting paid to fight me. It's not even worth it. I'm not going to get locked up just because, to prove a point to you. So what tends to happen is that Scorpio sees this, and then Scorpio wants to push harder, see, to make Pisces emotional, to what? To get a emotional reaction out of Pisces. So they will push harder when the Pisces withdraws. So always remember that the more that you pull back and you're like, yo, this ain't even that serious. Like, bro, you just in your feelings, you taking this way too personal. And it's like what it tends to happen is the Scorpio, they start, getting even more upset, because they're like, yo, now they feel like you're backing down out of fear, but you're basically ending a cycle to where you're healing from the situation as you are, as you are taking that step back. Now, what will happen instead, where a Pisces will withdraw from a situation instead of fighting? Well, if a Scorpio keeps pushing, then, like I say, a Pisces will end up becoming distant, see, and unreachable. See, at that point, a Pisces will have exhausted all their options of, hey, I tried, and Scorpio wasn't trying to hear that, so I had no other choice but to leave them. See, leave them alone. Welcome everybody, just came in. How y'all doing today? And here's the thing, Scorpio. If a Pisces goes ghost, okay, and they are nowhere to be found, Scorpio can't find them. What Scorpio would tend to do is they will start to become suspicious. They'll start lurking. They'll start stalking. They'll start looking you up on social media. Now, why is this? Because Scorpios, they want loyalty proof. They always want proof of everything. So they want to see where you are, what you're doing, what you're up to. And that's only because they're even after you guys have, like, even if you guys have a falling out, they're still going to be looking you up secretly. It's like they ain't going to let you know that they're actually looking you up on social media. They're not going to tell you those things, but secretly they are. Now, another thing, Scorpio can be possessive. Pisces can become secretive when they're hurt. And then what tends to happen is that both of them become emotionally manipulative if it's a unhealthy relationship. Now, the emotional damage cycle here is that Scorpios are prone to creating chaos, okay? And creating unhealthy environments, unhealthy relationships, to the point where being with them will feel very, how can I say it? Stressful. It'd be very stressful. But I'm gonna tell you, the emotional damage cycle here, Scorpio will tend, okay, put it like this. When we ask ourselves, how does a Scorpio cause damage? Okay, well, it's because a Scorpio, they would try to hurt you with words. The stinger is more symbolic to their words, if that makes sense. It's what they say to you in the moment that stings you, see? And they do this because they're operating from the emotion of anger. Now, Pisces hurts others with silence because they're hurt. So silence is like, if you hurt a Pisces like, hey, I'm not talking to you, see? And it's like you have to face yourself. That's when the mirror, when we say the when we basically refer to the mirror, that's what we're talking about. Because in the silence, that's where a person is able to self-reflect, and it's like no distractions. Now, Scorpio wants what? They want confrontation. And Pisces wants peace. So Scorpio, if they are unable to get a reaction from you, what they would end up doing is digging. You see what I'm saying? They would start to dig into the emotions that are currently present to find a reaction. See? So they are very, how can I say it? They're very motivated into getting that reaction. They'll actually hustle for it. Now, Pisces tends to escape emotions whenever a Scorpio tries to dig. A Pisces has the master of their emotions, so they can easily snap out of that whatever that cycle, that damage cycle is that's coming from Scorpio. They can easily get out of it. See, now Scorpio wants intensity, so that's why all of this is happening. Pisces just wants the emotional safety, to feel safe in the environment, in the situation, especially when they're with a Scorpio woman. Now, Scorpio remembers everything you said. They don't miss a damn beat regarding, everything you tell them. They hold you accountable. Now, Pisces remembers everything about how you felt. So it's almost, that's the difference here, is that everything you say, because I'm gonna tell you, as they remember everything you say, that's why they end up stinging you with everything that they say. See that? So Pisces remembers how you felt because that's what Pisces is using, the empathy to, gauge and understand your feelings and emotions, and is very accurate because of the empathy. Now, the long-term problems, let's say you're in a relationship or marriage with a Scorpio woman and you are a Pisces, well, Scorpio can become controlling. They may not start off being that way when you first meet them, but then they'll eventually end up being very controlling. And what you may find out about Pisces Scorpio is that you can't control them. See, you can't manipulate them Why? Because the Pisces is very fluid, and they may just become distant, see? And you don't know when they're going to come back. Now, Scorpio, as I mentioned, they will test loyalty too much, see, to where it could suffocate the Pisces. Because Pisces can feel emotionally drained, and when that happens, a Pisces just literally, hey, they just check out, see? It's almost like they just release whatever it is that's, you know, making them feel some type of way. Just like if you was to use all the juice up on your cell phone, it would need a good charge. Now, Scorpios, they may become obsessed, especially if they have a goal, something to accomplish. They definitely would, you know, be locked in about it. They can make a Pisces feel trapped in such a way. A Scorpio can also they could feel slighted, or they could feel betrayed very easily. So it doesn't take much for them to, you know, to react or to respond to anything that feels, you know, such a way, or feels, or ever, however situation feels. Now, excuse me, it's cold in here, you guys. Now, okay, so another thing is, when a Pisces man and a Scorpio woman get together, like I say, this relationship becomes intense, but it's very exhausting. That's why I said it feels more like you, because they like to they like to hunt for a reaction, makes sense, and they'll do anything to get that reaction out of you. Now, here's the thing, okay? So a Libra woman is somewhat similar to a Scorpio woman, and I'm gonna tell you why, okay? Now, when you look at a Libra woman, I'll say this, she is more connected to her mind, okay? Because that's what she tends to use often when she's with people in situations. Now, Scorpio uses their emotions. That's where the heaviness comes from within them. Libras, they also like to socialize, and Scorpio women, they like to be more private. Now, Libra woman, they like to be logical and thinking, and you know, deciding things or making decisions. They're more logical, where a Scorpio woman is more intense. Libra women are more, you know, put it like this, they're more peaceful, or at least they try to be. And then for our Scorpio women, they're more controlling. Libra is all about fairness, where Scorpio is about possessiveness. And Libras, they like to avoid conflict, where Scorpios, they like to confront conflict. Now, Libra is known to be what? Charming, but Scorpio women are, or put it like this, Scorpio women are more mysterious. Now, let me see. Welcome everybody just came in. Let's see. Kiki said, I got it bad as a Pisces sun and Scorpio moon. The Pisces boy men I dealt with was horrible, and never again. Pisces men are cheaters. They not loyal to nobody. I mean, it's a reason I say this, okay? Yes, a Pisces can cheat, but it's like, it's a combination of different things why a Pisces man cheats. See, it's like, it could be a situation that a Pisces could just get, you know, their body reacts first. Their intuition is already sending them, you know, alarms going off within their intuition. And a Pisces can literally, you know, they're very intuitive, you know, so it's almost like if their intuition is telling them to cheat or whatever it is, just for them to not be as hurt when all the shit hits the fan, it just is what it is. It just happens. But I'm not saying that it's right, but sometimes a Pisces feels like they have to end the cycle. Either way it goes, it's almost like the plane is crashing. So either way it goes, is the plane's gonna crash. So why not jump off the plane, kiss someone goodbye, go around, you know, grab an ass or something before the plane crashes. It's like either way it go, it was gonna end anyway. And I feel like a Pisces gets to that point where they know that the situation that they're in is over. So it's almost like, well, hey, I might as well just go out here and cheat, because what gives is like, well, this situation has already died. That's why I said, like yesterday when I did the live, I was talking about Pisces moving on and emotionally checking out from people to the point where it's like a Pisces can have a, you know, a mental funeral for you, to where once they make the decision that they're done trying, they're done negotiating, they're done trying to, you know, compromise, then all of a sudden it's like they just do something that needs to happen for them to have the ending. See, it's like, oh, maybe you guys are still talking about it and trying to resolve it, but if the Pisces knows that it's over, then it's like that's what they'll, you know, that's what they'll do. Now, a Pisces man is considered the emotional sponge. Libras like to confuse Pisces mentally. So with the Libra being an open enemy here, what this tends to do for Pisces is that Pisces must know that Libras are their enemy. See, their open enemy. And your open enemy is what, how can I say it? It's like what you're open to, if that makes sense. And you got to understand that Libra disrupts your intuition if you let her. See, because every time your intuition tells you something, Libra will always challenge it. Libra will always say that, oh, who told you that? They'll always challenge you and question you for what your intuition told you to do. So let's say your intuition told you to stop talking to her, and you tell her that. She's going to tell you like, oh, that's not, she'll say that's not true. Even if she's lying to you, she'll say, oh, that's not true. No, why would your intuition lie to you? Like, she'll say things like that to make you confused. Like, whoa, you just sat there and just told me my intuition is crap. And it's like, that's why you have to stand on what you know and believe in, not the Libra. Don't even try to bounce things off to her, because she can really say things in such a way that to disregard, you know, your beliefs, or the, you know, your power, your knowledge and whatnot. Now, Scorpio women, they tend to overwhelm a Pisces man emotionally, see, because they know how to start shit, see, and they know how to suck the Pisces into the equation or the drama. And they know that this type of world that they live in is chaotic, and that's what they want to bring. They want to overwhelm the Pisces emotion. They get off on the reaction that Pisces gives. See, now here's another thing. Okay, so Libras, in a nutshell, will teach a Pisces man about balance. Okay, and a Scorpio woman, well, she will teach a Pisces man about pain. Okay, loyalty and transformation. So always remember that the Libra woman challenges a Pisces mind, and the Scorpio woman changes your life. See, because once you are with a Scorpio woman, nine times out of 10, you ain't gonna never want to date another one as a Pisces, to where that's gonna probably be your worst relationship ever, right? And then you're going to transform. See, she's going to transform you based off of your, you know, your relationship experience together. And then that's going to make you realize that, hey, man, I got to get me a right woman. It's like you're going to end it. You're going to go through this transformation where you're going to be like, yo, I'm actually taking it serious now. I'm not playing around with who I date, or, hey, who I'm in a relationship or marriage with moving forward. And sometimes why I say she gives you a hard time is because she doesn't want to heal. See, she wants pain. And then when she sees that you want to heal, it's a problem. See, because she's going to do things to keep shit going, bro. It's like, imagine arguing with somebody every day about nothing, stupid stuff. That's going to, if you constantly keep hanging around her, she's going to drain you, see? And then she has no resolution, interest of any kind. So she's not trying to squash nothing. See, she likes to confront confrontation. So any little thing that pissed her off emotionally, she's going to harp on it. And then when she harps on it, it's going to be in its full-blown intensity, to where it's like, yo, that's a lot of anger for that little old thing of someone stealing your bag of M&Ms. It's like, they could really go off, see, cuss everybody out, and all of that. So here's the thing. Now, as I mentioned, I was going to talk about the 12th house and the 6th house. So as you guys know, we consider the 6th house and the 12th house as opposites, okay? As opposite houses. Now, here's the thing. Now, what does the 6th house mean? The 6th house refers to daily life, see? Health, routines, and responsibilities. So the 12th house is all about what? It represents the subconscious, hidden enemies, secrets, karma, isolation, spirituality, and the hidden self, right? So, as I mentioned, when I said they're called the opposite houses for a reason, so it's because the 6th house, as I mentioned, is the open enemy, right? So this means that this is the person you see every day. It's cold-blooded. This is an open enemy, is somebody that is open. It's like a store that's open. And you see that damn store and that enemy in that damn store every day, to where it's like, it's not oh, I think we into it. I know we're into it. That's the difference. So imagine the person that you see every day, and it's like it's like you can't ignore the fact. So when you see Libra off the top, you ain't listen. What's so crazy yet powerful is that as soon as you see a Libra, y'all gonna get into some type of bickering over something. It will happen because that's your open enemy. See that? So it's like every time you see Libra, oh, you guys are arguing about the dates on the calendar, or who had what first, who said what first. And I'm gonna tell you, the reason why they end up showing you balance is because they're going to balance your temperament to where, let's say you are, for the most part, let's say you are for the most part a peaceful person. Well, they'll balance you to where, you'll be hot, angry somewhat, but it's like you're still peaceful. So it's like a 50-50 thing going on. And a Libra will make you this way because they will literally start an argument with you on purpose just for that side of you to open up. See, because let's say you just say to yourself, oh, I'm a peaceful person 24/7. A Libra will instantly challenge you just by you, even if you're being honest and candid about it, they'll still challenge you just to get that side of you to come out. See, because that's what Libra is all about, the scales and being, in the middle of a case between two people, like the courtroom, right? Now, the 12th house is the things that you hide. See? So these people that are hidden enemies, you don't know they don't like it. They hide it from you. See that? Another thing is they suppress how they feel about you. Oh, they hate you. They hate your guts. But they make sure it's deep enough to where you can't see it and you can't feel it. How would that happen if somebody suppressed their real feelings and emotions towards you, about you, right? They stuffed it way below the depths, right? To where your emotions can't pick up on it and you can't see it. So what can? The intuition. See, now Another thing is that when it comes to the 12th house, the hidden enemies, you do not consciously see them as hidden enemies. You think that they're your friends. It's cold-blooded. So now do you see the difference from the open enemy referring to the 6th house and then the 12th house, the hidden enemy? So when you have a sign in the 12th house, that energy is hidden from you. See? So, and I'm gonna tell you, it's hidden from you. It represents what? The subconscious mind. See? So you gotta subconsciously know, oh, I know you don't like me. And you can't, you might not be able to explain it, but guess what? The subconscious knows already. Now, another thing is that when it comes to the 12th house, it also represents privacy, right? And self-sabotage. See? So when a sign is in your 6th house, what does that mean? Well, it represents that energy that's shown in what? Work. That's what you do every day. It's shown in work, habits, see, routine, and daily behavior. So that's why you don't even have to explain what you can see. See, you don't even have to explain, oh, you're hiding something, you're doing this. And I can see it. See, I can see the fact that you're my open enemy, but I can't see or feel if you're my hidden enemy. So I can only understand it and see it subconsciously. See, and the subconscious is right, it's connected like a cord. Just like if you put an HDMI cable to the monitor to your smartphone or your device or whatever, right? Your intuition is connected to your subconscious. Now, another thing is this. What does the sign mean, okay, that's in the 12th house? So if you have Aries in the 12th house, for example, what does this mean? This represents hidden anger, passive aggressive behavior, fear of confrontation, secret competitiveness, self-sabotage through what? Impulsive decisions, hidden leadership abilities, anger towards, your inward self, secret enemies who are aggressive, need for solitude or just a whole recharge of a situation, spiritual warrior energy. See, but here's the thing: when having said all that, when you have Aries in the 12th house, this is almost about that hidden fire. See, that hidden fire. And a lot of times this could be you. And it's like you might not show it when you need to. So a lot of times you could surprise somebody where they might not even know that you had it in you. See? Now, Taurus in the 12th house is about, you could have a fear of financial instabilities in your life. You could have secret attachment issues. You could have hidden love for comfort. You could self-sabotage through laziness. You could be, secret stubborn. You could be the type to hoard emotions, have a fear of security. You could be talented, but then you could have, it hidden from, hidden where you don't tell people or you don't really mention it, okay? Now, another thing is you can have a secret sensual nature. You can be comfortable in isolation. So here, to put it in a nutshell, you simply have a hidden attachment. See, when you have Taurus in the 12th house. Now, when you got Gemini in the 12th house, what this represents is that you could be the type of person that overthinks secretly. See, you could be the type that will have a hidden anxiety. You could be the type that likes to talk to yourself mentally. You could be the type that that can hone in on secret information and you know, safe keep it or gatekeep it. Now, another thing it represents is the fact that you could be the type to write or think privately. You could be the type to have a fear of being misunderstood. You can have that secret curiosity about things. You can have a hidden double life with, you know, that, hey, nobody knows about. You can have a need of mental isolation, and you can have dreams that are very active. So here, what this will mean in a nutshell is that you have a hidden mind. See? So even if you're physically present before others, sometimes they might not even know that you have a whole nother mindset that they have yet to meet. See? Now, this could be for you, or it could be somebody else doing it to you. See that? It's cold-blooded. That's why I say you gotta know your what sign falls, you know, what sign falls in your 12th house. Now, when you got Cancer in the 12th house, here it could represent hidden emotions. Cry, you could be the type to cry in private, where you don't feel comfortable crying in front of people, or a lot of times people may cry. People might cry in private, you know, instead of you seeing them cry, you know. It could be the emotional past. Life could be the whole karma behind the situation. You could start seeing a whole lot of examples of that happening in your life or with others. You could have that secret attachment to family. You could also have a fear of emotional rejection. You could be very intuitive. You could also feel other people's emotions. You could also protect your feelings or others heavily. You could also be an emotional healer and have that type of energy of, you know, being emotional healing or healer to yourself or others. Now here, when you got Cancer in the 12th house, to put it simply, is the fact that you could be a type to just have hidden emotions. See? Or deal with someone that has hidden emotions. Now, when you got Leo in the 12th house, it could represent a fear of not being recognized by people, or someone could be that way to you. You could have a hidden creativity. You could have secret desires for attention. You could self-sabotage through pride. You could feel unappreciated. In some instances, you could have that private creative outlet for yourself regarding your talents. You could have that hidden leadership within yourself. You could work better behind the scenes rather than in front of people. You could have ego wounds from your past. You could also need private recognition. See, and that could be someone doing it to you as well. So here, in a nutshell, we could simply put it as having Leo in the 12th house could mean that you have a hidden ego. See, or you could be dealing with someone that has a hidden ego. Now, when you have Virgo in the 12th house, you could have secret anxiety. See, you could overthink your mistakes. You could be self-critical. You could be the type to have hidden perfectionism within your, you know, your efforts, your work, the things that you put it like, you could have like projects that you would like to be, you know, have them perfectly done. You could worry privately instead of in front of people. You could be a secret helper of service. You could work behind the scenes. You could have healing abilities. You could have a fear of imperfections. And also you could be the type to hone in on mental stress that's hidden from you and others. Now, to put this simply, if you got Virgo in the 12th house, we could basically put it that you may have a hidden anxiety. See? And or it could be somebody that has hidden anxiety towards you. Now, when it comes to, let me see, let me check. This is the thing, like I say, I'm just talking about, I told you guys from the start, I told you, like, I basically was talking about, it was a question from a subscriber. He wanted me to do a live about Pisces man, Libra woman, and also Pisces man and Scorpio woman. Did that already. And then we basically been talking about the 6th house, open enemies, and also the 12th house of the hidden enemies. So I just explained to you guys what the 6th house means and also the 12th house. So now we're just talking about if you have a particular sign within that house, so that way you understand what it means. Okay, so when you have Libra in the 12th house, okay, so this will represent you having secret relationships. You could be the type that could have a fear of being alone. You could be codependent, you know, always feeling like you need to have someone there, even if you don't necessarily really like them. You could be the type to people please, but do it in private. You could avoid secret, secret conflict and live a life of secrecy. You could have a hidden love life. People don't really put it like this. People might not even know what you really love. You could live out or play out those romantic fantasies. You could want peace internally. You may stay in a secret relationship that nobody knows about. You may avoid confrontations, or you might be the type that needs emotional balance in private. So here, to put it simply, if you got Libra in the 12th house, you pretty much could be the type of person that has hidden relationships, see, that nobody knows about, or someone else could be doing it to you. Now, if you got Scorpio in the 12th house, you could be someone that has a secret personality that nobody knows about. You could have hidden grudges against others. You could be the type that has secret enemies. You could live your life or have that mindset with the whole deep subconscious mind, or just have that type of mindset towards life, or subjects or topics. You could have hidden traumas. You could be the type that has that psychic intuition. You could be the type that has a fear of betrayals. You could go from the emotional extremes in life that are hidden from others. You could live through isolation, but yet transformation experiences. And also you could be the type of person that lives a very private emotional life. So here, to put it in a nutshell, if you got Scorpio in the 12th house, you could be someone that has hidden darkness and transformation at the same time, or somebody could be doing that towards you. Now, Sagittarius in the 12th house, let's say with this, you could be the type that has secret beliefs. You could be a spiritual traveler. You could actually be the type of person that likes to meet people in different states, not just where you currently live at. You could be the type to dream, of escaping certain things or situations. You could feel trapped easily in life. You could be the type that has a hidden optimism or outlook on life. You could be the type that learns through isolation. You could be the type of person that goes through spiritual growth, or have, presently have done it. You could be the type of person that needs freedom mentally to think straight. You could be the type that wants to go through life with the living out those secret philosophies or teaching them. Now, another thing you may do is you may dream about traveling. You see, now here, to put in a nutshell, you got Sagittarius in the 12th house, is that you basically could have a hidden freedom, see, that nobody knows about, or it could be someone that is doing it to you, see, where they're hiding the simple fact of them being free. Now, Capricorn in the 12th house is could mean that you got a fear of failure, okay? You could be the type that have hidden ambitions. You could feel heavily responsible for, certain situations. You could work in isolation. You might not work well with others. You might not even want to work with others, by choice. You could have a fear of authority. You could self-sabotage through fear. You could have that. You could really be, how can I say it? I ain't gonna say selfish, but it's almost like you just like to do things, how can I say it? Like I say, you can just have a serious inner world within yourself where you operate on a one-man track. Let me see. You could be the type of person that has private goals. You might not necessarily like to discuss them with others. You could you could feel alone when you're around people. You may learn discipline through isolation. And here to, put it in a nutshell simply is the fact that you may just be someone that just has hidden pressure, okay? Or somebody could be like that towards you. Now, Aquarius in the 12th house, well, you could feel different secretly. You might compare yourself to others and realize that you're weird in such a way. It could be in a good way, it could be in a bad way. You may have a hidden individuality of who you are as a person. You could have live out the secret rebellion. You could feel misunderstood by others. You may have a unique inner world to about yourself, who you are and what you can come to do. You could be a humanitarian secretly. You may need time alone often. You may feel detached from your emotions, but in private. You could have strange dreams that you might not quite understand, or you could feel like an outsider. So here you could have a hidden uniqueness, and that's Aquarius in the 12th house, or someone else could be like that towards you. And then lastly, with Pisces in the 12th house, you could be someone that's very psychic, extremely intuitive. You could, oftentimes like to escape, go through the escapism. You could be someone that has vivid dreams. You could be someone that, likes to have that spiritual connection on a one-to-one. You may absorb emotions frequently. You may need solitude to, pray, meditate, or just to simply think. You could be sensitive to your subconscious. You could be artistic when it comes to imagination, or you could have that old soul energy. So here, in a nutshell, if you got Pisces in the 12th house, you could be someone that has a hidden spirituality. And so, or someone can be like that towards you that has the placement. Now, another thing is when it comes to the 6th house, okay? So as I mentioned, here is the opposite energy. So the 6th house, it just shows you like work, the daily routines, how you handle stress, the daily habits, your health, discipline, responsibilities, and service to others, okay? So basically, when I say this, if you got see this type of, so here's the thing, because I know a lot of times people don't understand. So I'm gonna just break this down in simplest form, so that way I don't have to explain, basically, just so I don't have to explain it all. I know it's a lot, in other words, okay? But here's the thing, okay? So if you have Aries in the 6th house, this could mean that you're the type of person that works very fast, and that you also could be an impatient worker, okay? Or you could be experiencing this through someone else. Now, if you have Taurus in the 6th house, you could be someone that is, you could be a slow or consistent worker, where let's say you're always picking up shifts. If you got Gemini in the 6th house, you could be a multitasker, or you could be someone that can, mentally work through things, if that makes sense. If you got Cancer in the 6th house, you could be an emotional worker or caregiver. See, you could be in the field of that. Now, if you're a Leo, you may want recognition often from others, especially like in front of people. And I'm just using the whole work, environment as an example for most of these. Now, another thing is when, if you have, let me see, Virgo. If you have Virgo in the 6th house, you could be someone that's more of a perfectionist, if that makes sense. You may be more prone to it than others. Now, if you got Libra in the 6th house, this could mean that you work well with others. Scorpio in the 6th house could mean that you're very intense. You may have an all or nothing type of, swagger or vibe to yourself. If you got Sagittarius in the 6th house, you could hate routines. Now, if you got Capricorn in the 6th house, this can mean that you are someone that's a workaholic. And if you got Aquarius in the 6th house, this can mean that you have a unusual work style to yourself, or the way that you carry yourself. Remember, what Aquarius is all about: uniqueness, being different. See, not being like everyone. Okay, so if you got Pisces in the 6th house, you could be someone that's creative, or you could be someone that follows a extreme life where it's like chaotic, and that could be a routine that you may not always, let's say, cause drama, but sometimes you could like to be in it just because it could be entertaining for you, because put it like this, you're capable of alchemizing that pain and turning it into positive energy. So a lot of times you can heal yourself from most of the chaos that you go through, or that you put yourself into. So, because I know a lot of Pisces that they get bored unless they get into a situation that they can laugh about later. It's like, okay, well, hey, if they get into a serious situation, they like to get through it, because, like I say, it's a routine at the end of the day, and they're able to heal themselves anyway from it. Now, here's another thing. So, to wrap it up in a nutshell, if we're talking about the 6th house, as I mentioned, this is your daily life. If we're talking about the 12th house, this is your hidden life. So the 6th house could be considered what you do every day, or what does another person do every day towards you or with you, right? Now, the 12th house also represents what you suppress, or what others suppress, concerning you. Now, the 6th house is also tied to routines. The 12th house is tied to escape. So it's almost like the things secretly that you may try to escape often, or it could be someone doing it to you. Now, another representation of the 6th house is work. See, that's why I use most of the work styles for each, sign that it falls in. When it comes to the 12th house, it also represents dreams. So another thing not to mention is that when it comes to the 6th house, it's all about reality. And when it comes to the 12th house, it also represents the subconscious. So when you look at the 6th house, always remember that it shows the life that you live every day. See? And then when it comes to the 12th house, this shows the life that you live inside of your mind. See, that's the difference. So if you subconsciously know the life that you live, that's why it's always like you know yourself more than anybody else does. That's why I say that you can be your own enemy or your worst enemy, because it's a reflection of yourself. It's just like your shadow. See? So it's like, that's how you know when you dealing with that 12th house energy, you could be the person that's coming off that way. Or that person could be someone in front of you could be coming off that way. And you're just like, damn, you can't really understand what they're doing until you realize this. See? Now, let me see if I, okay, let me see. Make sure I covered everything. Okay. So, yeah. So, the Scorpio, I say this, Pisces and Scorpio can be compatible, but it's not like, put it like this, it's not one of them relationships that's like peaceful, if that makes sense. Because Scorpio is can be off the chain. They could be very toxic, especially put it like this, it could be a very toxic relationship, friendship. They make it that way because they, put it like this, some people let you be who you are, right? Let you handle things how you handle things. But when you're dealing with Scorpio, they try to make decisions for you, see? Or they try to make up their own rules, but they expect you to follow them. So that's kind of like them trying to shove something down your throat of how to be, and that's not gonna happen. So when you're dealing with Scorpio, it's a lot of power struggles. And then if they can't control you, they would just simply ghost you temporarily. They'll say things to gaslight you to get an emotional reaction, only to gauge whether or not they have, control over you through the reaction, through the emotions. So you don't want to give them that. So that's why I say, like, it's hard to be even friends with a Scorpio. Like, sometimes when you are with a Scorpio, you could be, how can I say it? You could be the type of person that holds your breath. You could get stressed. You could get like anxiety just by even, keeping them in close range or just in company. It's like sometimes they could just be so like, it's like, like, how can I say it? It could just be that type of person that unsettles you. They trigger you. It's like you don't really know why they're triggering you, but they can trigger you, and just by, being right there, get you to a I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you easiest, okay, because I know I'm kind of like trying to explain this the best way I can, as I already know what I'm trying to say. They like to cause others pain, if that makes sense. They are the producers, they are the creators. Now I ain't gonna say creators, but they're like, they want you to experience pain, see, with them, and see the world of which, how, I cannot talk today, you guys, man. Bear with me, because I worked all day, but yeah, they want to get you to experience pain, see? And that pain, you can feel it before you even experience it, because it's like, imagine someone that's, let's just say someone that's not having a good day, okay? Woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and it's like they're just negative, you see, negative Nancy. Everything they say is like, oh, this is effed up, this happened. That's how Scorpios are. They do a lot of complaining, and what they call it is brooding. They brood about all these little things, right? So they expect you to feel where they're coming from, and when you like tune them out, or you're not really paying them any mind much, they'll do things like gaslight, see, to get you upset, to argue with them or whatnot. So you just gotta be careful, because sometimes they could be manipulative like that, in such a way that you don't even see it coming. Like, now, not all Scorpios are bad, okay? This is just a disclaimer. I'm just saying, like, be careful when you're dating a Scorpio woman. As a Pisces man, you have to make sure to not let her walk all over you, or even get away, certain things, especially pay close attention to how she speaks to you, because it starts there, see, because she stings you with words. And the words that she said, like the words that she used, are more like insulting. She says things in such a way like, oh, it's like as if she's like, telling you what to do, or, punking you in such a way. She could be equivalent to a bully. So just be careful with, and then another thing with the secrets is that she could have one thing going on with you, and then with someone else, and then with someone else, then with so it's like she could have, just too much going on, and it's like she could actually just be, to know everyone, but then it's like you gotta be careful, because she's not gonna tell you what they actually, did with each other. It makes sense. But yeah, want to thank everybody for coming out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that like button if you resonated. Also, don't forget to follow my second channel, Team Pisces, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching.